won't get your first real taste of playing several shows in a row together till this April, right?
Yeah, till April. We're going to do one show in March, some festival in Hamburg. So we're playing with Obituary. Yeah, I'll be doing 2 gigs that night. Hey, it's going to be cool to get to that point where we get it, because I've seen it with Obituary. When we tour and we do 30, 40 shows, I mean, the band just grows up so much and turns into some, kind of other entity than what you already are, and it just all gels so much better. And I kind of feel we have that with Gorgoroth. The lineup we have now when we play live, I mean, we just gel. We could just walk in a room and just bang it out, and it sounds so amazingly killer. And to have us on tour and constantly playing those songs every night, and I can only imagine what we're going to be like after a while.
What are the band's plans for 2010? I know you've got a few shows planned in April and everything, but do you see yourselves making it stateside at some point to support the new record?
We definitely want to, for sure. There's some issues that we've heard. We're not sure exactly what exactly is going on, but just to get Furnace into the United States, because he's got criminal records in Norway. I mean, we've had some attorneys say this is not a problem at all. Some of the attorneys tell us it could be a big problem. He's not even going to be able to get in. But we're working on it, and we've got some people working on it now. So what I've been told from the people we're working with, that it's definitely going to happen. It's just a lot of red tape, a lot of transferring, court documents and whatnot from Norwegian into English. But when everything finally gets done and said with, that's a big goal of ours, is to come to America, because it's definitely a place that Gorgoroth's never been to. They've just done, I think, one show here in 1992 or 1993 or something like that. So it's been a long time.
Do you guys think that with the new album and the new lineup and everything, especially since you're not obviously going to be able to get to America immediately, that there may be a new DVD forthcoming with the new lineup of material?
Yeah, we're definitely looking at it. They filmed the whole Hole in the Sky show.
Oh, did they?
We're debating on a video from that. But yeah, I mean, we did another show in Trondheim. That was the second show that we did, and they filmed that. So we're definitely getting the footage going. And it's just going to be a matter of, when we settle down and we kind of take a look back at all this kind of footage and see what we want to do with it exactly. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a DVD.
What do you think of the current state of the black metal scene?
There's a lot of great bands. I mean, Tarka from Norway, they're an amazing band. One of my favorite black metal bands at this time. Hall, they're from Norway as well. Really fucking heavy black metal, brutal band. I mean, I like a lot of it. Some of the symphonic stuff and the kind of outlandish stuff that's out there now, I'm not really feeling some of it, but I'm kind of an old school kind of guy. If I'm going to listen to black metal, I'll throw on Transylvania Hunger or something like that. I'm not really looking for the next new thing. Although, like I said, Hall, Tarka, their albums, their newer ones even, have been classics, and I'm glad to see that still alive.
For the uninitiated, explain the difference between black metal and death metal, and the difference in style and sound between Obituary and Gorgoroth from your point of view.
I'd say black metal is a lot infused, almost like a goth type of thing, where a lot of people dress real morbidly and evilly and satanic and all in black and whatnot, and paint their face and whatnot. Death metal kind of goes to pretty much any kid can be into death metal. I've met hardcore kids into death metal, and really special dress code, I guess, for that. And death metal has its elements of black metal, and I think black metal has its elements of death metal. If you've heard Soulside Journey by Dark Throne, it's definitely a death metal record. So I mean, there are a lot of similarities to the two. I think maybe the main thing that separates it is the Satanism and the evilness. They just take it to way more extreme than the death metal guys do.
So sort of the atmosphere more so than the music itself.
Yeah, definitely. Because I hear a lot of death metal and black metal. Some of the Mayhem albums, I hear death metal kind of vibe to it, and I've even read interviews where they were heavily influenced in death metal bands and whatnot. And I hear it in death metal too. I hear black metal tones and whatnot here, and different super fast parts and whatnot. But I mean, it's definitely a genre that's crossed. There's a lot of similarities, but I think the overall aura of black metal to death metal is the difference.
Now, when you're not spreading the dark and evil seed through your music, what do you engage in for entertainment purposes beyond music?
I like to go fishing. I like fishing a lot, although I haven't been in a long time. I think the last time I went fishing, I was actually in Bergen with Infernus fishing.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's got to be a totally different experience.
Oh yeah, it was insane. I'm used to fishing out here in the Everglades in Florida, and I was in the mountains, and Bergen fishing. It was pretty crazy. I'm constantly playing my guitar. I'm constantly looking into new instruments and new technologies and stuff like that. Although I don't get too digitally with stuff, I just pretty much stringed instruments and whatnot. Yeah, other than that, it's my days engulfed in my bands, my business, and then my kids. I'm basically in sleeping.
You got to put that in somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
For those of us who have never had the good fortune to go over there yet, what's it like in Norway?
Oh, I love it, man. It's the best of it, like the mountains and just the atmosphere and the weather and the fish towns and whatnot like that. It's a country that I've dreamt about when I was like a kid, like that. I'd go to some crazy place like this with huge mountains, and you could see snow on the mountain caps like in the middle of the summer. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, every time I'm there, I just find myself just staring and looking around, and the guys I'm with are like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, "This place, it's just amazing," you know. And I come from Florida. I was actually born in New York. I've been living in Florida since I was like 19 years old, or actually 17 years old. It's all flat here, you know. Everything there's no scenery. I mean, the Everglades are cool and all the other different things that you can get in Florida, Disney World and all that kind of stuff. But the whole atmosphere of it, there's no weather change. It's always hot. Seasons here. I mean, I'm in the middle of winter right now, and I'm wearing a T-shirt and sweatpants. But yeah, it's a beautiful country. I mean, I love it. The people are really nice there, and I could easily live there.
Tell me what's going on with Obituary these days. What are you guys planning on doing in 2010?
We have a tour coming up here in March. Just us headlining. We're doing like a lot of countries we hardly ever play, like the UK. We're going to Spain, Italy. We're doing like 4 or 5 shows in Italy, 4 or 5 shows in Spain. After that, we're doing pretty much all the European festivals. Well, actually, in May, we're doing the Maryland Death Fest. A pretty big Death Fest. Autopsy's playing. A lot of pretty big bands are playing. That's going to be really cool. Pestilence, I think, is playing. But and I think we're going to do a few shows around the States. I believe we're going to Austin, Texas, and we're going to do Houston. And that's going to be around May. And then in the summer, all the festivals. And I think after we're done with the festivals, we're going to kind of step back and start looking into our next record.
Gotcha.
And we hope to put that out in 2011 as well.
And how are people responding to the album that you just put out in 2010?
The latest Obituary, amazing. Yeah, amazing. They've been doing a lot of touring, a lot of shows for it, and we just start the show with the first song on the album, List of Dead, and it's like the whole place goes apeshit, so we knew it was a good one.
Excellent. And then, of course, you know, with you doing both these projects, how are the guys in Obituary dealing with that? Are they being supportive?
Nobody's really said anything. Nobody's really like complained about it or even really mentioned it. Honestly, they know I've known Roger for a long time, and I've never interfered any shows that we've done or anything. Like I said, there's this one show we got coming up that we're both going to play the same days, but that's really my hardship. Have 2 shows, but yeah, nothing's ever really been said. My guys are pretty much, they got their own projects. They do the Tardy Brothers have their own Tardy Brothers band. Trevor plays in another band called Catastrophic. Ralph plays in Deicide. So I mean, everybody's got kind of their own things, and
so you're not
never really a question. Yeah, it's never really a question of anything. You know, Ralph's got shows with Deicide and he's overlapping them with Obituary, then we may have problems, but it hasn't come to that point, and I don't think it will because both bands are pretty professional and we schedule things out, you know, plenty of time before anything's going to get involved or complicated.
So do you have any parting words for the Metalholic readers?
Yeah, buy the new Gorgoroth record. It's amazing. I want everybody to hear it, and definitely be looking out for us to come to the United States before the end of this year.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time. I know it's been a long day of interviews for you.
I appreciate it, man.
Take care, Frank, and we'll see you soon then.
All right, man.